It all began with a notification that caught my attention. Not even the narrative itself, only a glimpse on his locked screen as the phone illuminated while he enjoyed his shower. Excited for the tales that will unfold this Friday at the beach house, picked up a special outfit for our weekend. The rest faded into the mystery of Apple's privacy settings. Isn't it fascinating how the cosmos seems to play tricks on us, providing a glimpse into a narrative that unravels your reality, yet leaving you in the dark about the ultimate conclusion? Greetings, I'm Kimberly. On a seemingly ordinary Thursday morning in April, a woman stood frozen toothbrush suspended in midair, her gaze fixed on her husband's phone. 13 years of marriage dissolving in the mist of his shower. That moment captured the essence of it all. The evenings spent at the office, the unexpected shifts in passwords, the weekend gatherings that vanished without a trace. It was the moment he started to avoid eye contact during our personal time. The gentle change in his remarks about my looks. Something he had never done for more than 10 years. I never laid a finger on his phone. I had no reason to. A whisper within me had always been aware. I had been anticipating the validation of what my instincts had been shouting for months. Instead, I refreshed my mouth, applied my makeup with meticulous care, and headed to work as if it were just another ordinary day. Yet, this day was unlike any other. It marked the beginning of an exciting journey ahead. There came a moment when I faced the truth about Thomas, my college sweetheart, the man with whom I had woven a life, realizing he was sharing his affections with another and envisioning a trip to our beach house with her, the one we had carefully set aside our pennies for, the moment when we faced the loss of our only pregnancy 3 years back, the one place I believed held our cherished memories. I don't have a vengeful nature. In my profession, I navigate the intricate world of corporate law. I approach challenges with a thoughtful and systematic mindset. I collect narratives. I craft narratives. And that's precisely the path I chose to follow. As the night deepened and Thomas drifted into slumber, I quietly reached for his phone, using his fingerprint to unveil its secrets. A bold choice, yet after his Thursday squash matches and a couple of bourbons, he falls into a slumber as deep as the grave. What I discovered was more than just a fleeting romance in a world unlike our own. Once upon a time, there was a girl named Sophia. Not a fresh-faced intern in their 20s, but a seasoned pharmaceutical representative, equally experienced and married. Once upon a time, there was a number 39. For 7 months, their paths had intertwined. I sifted through countless messages, countless tales of treachery. Ngôn ngữ mang tên bạo lực ẩn dụ. She might not understand you as deeply as I do. She had crafted her narrative, a timeless phrase. It's so lacking in originality that it might be amusing if it weren't causing such chaos in my life. Alex is embarking on a journey to Chicago for a business trip this weekend. Seaside retreat, a message from a fortnight ago. Once upon a time, there was a character named Alex, her partner in life. A transformation occurred within me at that moment. More than mere suffering. There's more beneath the surface, yet a sharp, unwavering intention. If Thomas and Sophia were planning something secretive, I was ready to be part of it. However, I would perform at a higher level. Locating Alex was quite straightforward. LinkedIn is a platform where connections are made and experiences are shared. Instagram is a platform where narratives unfold and moments are shared. A handful of carefully planned explorations. He crafted visions in architectural design, charming in an artistic, slightly untamed manner. Was he aware? Could he possibly be as unaware as I once was? After much contemplation, I crafted and discarded 17 messages before settling on the final one to share. This is Kimberly Williams. a name that carries with it a tapestry of experiences and narratives waiting to be shared. I have a feeling that there's something going on between your wife, Sophia, and my husband, Thomas. If you're interested in chatting about this, feel free to reach out to me using the number provided below. After 3 long hours, the sound of my phone broke the silence. Is this a twisted tale of some sort? His voice held a tightness, a careful restraint, yet the tremor was unmistakable. If only that were the case, I responded. This Friday, they have a gathering planned at our beach house. The quiet lingered in the air, creating a space filled with unspoken words. 2 souls brought together by the threads of treachery. What tales shall we weave around it? At long last he posed the question. That's when the vision took shape. Perfectly planned with potential for significant consequences. What are your thoughts on catching them off guard? I inquired. A peculiar tranquility envelops me. I possess keys. We might find ourselves there anticipating the moment. His laughter echoed emptily. That's either the wildest or most genius idea I've ever come across. At times they can be one and the same, I remarked. We decided to gather at a cozy coffee shop the following day to share our insights and wrap up our strategy. As I sat there, my gaze fixed on him, I took in every detail of his expression as if it were a narrative unfolding before me. His eyes held a warmth that spoke volumes, once bright, now dimmed with sorrow. Deceit had transformed him in an instant, much like it had done to me. As I cradled my coffee, I shared that they would be arriving around 7. Thomas shared that he's attending a medical conference in Boston. Did Sophia share that with you? Once upon a time in the vibrant city of Chicago. Engaging in the art of sales education, Alex's lips curled in a peculiar way. After 8 years of marriage, I never imagined I would need to question anything at all. Don't be too hard on yourself, I said. Trust is not a sign of foolishness. It's the foundation of a lifelong journey together, he made a correction. For 2 hours, we wove our tale of strategy, crafting the perfect setup for our surprise, not through shouting or aggression. Nothing quite so lacking in grace. Yet, with a carefully measured, impactful accuracy, the deceivers believed they were crafting a tale of love and escape. Instead, they were stepping into a moment of truth. As we went our separate ways, Alex lingered for a moment. Are we on the right path? I pondered this. I'm not sure if this is the way to go, I confessed. However, it is essential to embark on our journey ahead, in whatever form that may take. He nodded as if the weight of a tale had settled in his mind. As the stars twinkled above, Thomas leaned in and pressed his lips to mine, bidding me farewell for the night, with a suitcase in hand. He promised to reach out as soon as he touched down in Boston. A smile spread across my face. Wishing you a smooth journey. My dear, I cherish you deeply. The deception lingered, leaving a bitter residue on my tongue. On that Friday morning, the sun rose with a brilliant clarity, casting a warm glow over everything. A day by the shore, where the sun kisses the waves and laughter dances in the breeze. Perfect. In a way that invites laughter. For the first time in 3 years, I found myself picking up the phone to call in sick to work. Prepared a bag for a night away. I shared with my assistant that I required a day for my mental well-being. If she only understood, the journey to our Hamptons beach house usually brought a sense of tranquility to my soul. Today, every mile marker whispered tales of the impending showdown. I practiced the words I could share, what I could share. Yet nothing seemed sufficient to capture the depth of this treachery. Once upon a time, Alex and I made plans to rendezvous at a cozy diner just a mile away from the charming beach house at the stroke of 2 p.m. We had ample opportunity to prepare ourselves ahead of their anticipated arrival at 7 p.m. As I stepped inside, he was already waiting for me, sipping on a warm cup of coffee. Gaze locked on the window. "Having a change of heart?" I inquired. Easing into the booth, he confessed it was around $1 million. Yet I remained present. "In the beginning, there was a certain clumsiness between us. What are the steps for orchestrating a surprise encounter with the spouse of your partner's affair partner? Yet collective experiences of hardship forge unique connections. As we sat with our half-eaten club sandwiches, we ventured past the surface of the affair, uncovering the genuine souls hidden beneath the hurt. Once upon a time, there was a gifted architect named Alex, who chose to pause his own dreams to uplift and nurture the aspirations of Sophia. With a soft voice he shared, I crafted the design of our home. Every detail crafted with care for the family we dream of. The family she seems to be avoiding with me. I recounted the journey Thomas and I embarked on as we sought to welcome a little one into our lives for many years. The loss weighed heavily on him, I shared. He closed off his feelings. I believed we were on a journey of recovery side by side. But it seems he found solace in another's company. "You deserved better," Alex said, locking eyes with me. "Indeed, you did as well." As we settled the bill, an unusual bond had woven itself among us, companions on this path that fate has laid before us. At the beach house, we navigated our tasks with an almost uncanny swiftness. I showed our legs round, attempting to push aside the echoes of the past that lingered in each space. "They'll probably go directly to the master bedroom," I remarked, with a detached tone, as if I were describing a property tour. "Are we meant to linger here?" he inquired. I pondered this. Absolutely not. The heart of the home, improved illumination, additional departures, fewer personal. We set the stage with the precision of storytellers crafting a narrative. Arrange 2 chairs to welcome guests as they enter. Place a bottle of Thomas's favorite scotch on the coffee table, alongside 4 glasses ready for a gathering of friends and tales to be shared. A dramatic flair, yet the art of mental manipulation demands its own set of tools. As we lingered, I strolled to the deck that offered a view of the vast ocean. The waves crashed with a fierce determination, a reminder of nature's indifference to the tales of humanity. As Alex settled in beside me, there was a warmth in the air, a sense of ease that wrapped around us like a familiar blanket. "When did you first start to wonder?" he inquired. "There were countless small moments," I said. Once her scent lingered on his collar. He recounted that it was the result of embracing a colleague as they parted ways. Messages sent in the dark, hidden from my sight. But primarily, it was about how he ceased to notice my presence, truly understanding my essence. Alex gave a thoughtful nod. Sophia began to stir up conflicts, crafting a rift to rationalize her actions. I couldn't help but nod in agreement. It was a familiar tale of deceit. Cast your partner in a negative light to justify your actions. As the sun dipped below the horizon, we exchanged tales that danced in the fading light. Let me share the tale of how Thomas and I crossed paths in law school. In the enchanting city of Paris, Alex crafted a moment that would forever be etched in their memories as he knelt before Sophia, love shimmering in the air around them. The narratives we believed we were crafting, the dreams have now been broken. "What comes next for you, Alex?" inquired. "Separation." I found myself at a loss, I confessed. A part of me feels an urge to set it all ablaze. Another part recalls the man I chose to share my life with. I faced him. "What about you?" He spoke with a quiet sincerity. "I still love her, but I will never place my trust in her again. What is a union without faith in one another? Our conversation was suddenly interrupted by a notification from my security system. A vehicle draws near. A wave of dread washed over me. "They've arrived ahead of schedule," I murmured, glancing at my watch. 6:15 p.m. We hurried in, settling into our roles like performers who were still finding their rhythm. The melody of laughter danced along the path, joyful, close laughter that touched my soul. A key turns in the lock, unlocking the door to untold adventures. The door creaked as it swung wide, revealing the unknown beyond. With a sense of anticipation, Thomas stepped inside, his hands full, with 2 overnight bags and a bottle of champagne, ready to weave a tale of celebration. Sophia trailed behind, carrying a grocery bag and a bouquet of flowers. Lost in their own world, they were oblivious to our presence at first. "Darling, where do you think I should place it?" Thomas started to speak, but suddenly paused, his gaze meeting mine with an intensity that held the moment still. With a resounding shatter, the champagne bottle met the floor, sending shards of glass scattering like forgotten dreams. Sophia inhaled sharply, her eyes wide with surprise. With a gasp, her hand shot to her mouth and the flowers cascaded from her fingers. Once upon a time, there were 4 individuals, 2 unions, a single instant of profound, clear understanding. "Welcome to our beach house," I said, my voice steady and inviting. Once upon a time, Alex and I decided to step into the lively gathering. Thomas turned pale. Sophia felt a shiver run through her body. "Kim, let me share the details with you." Thomas began to share his tale. "Are you able to do that? Is that so?" I leaned my head to the side. "I'm intrigued to hear how you narrate your encounter with the pharmaceutical rep in our beach house, the moment when I experienced the loss of our little one. We would love to hear your insights, Sophia," faced Alex, her cheeks glistening with tears. "Alex, this isn't..." "Stop," he interrupted her. "Simply refrain from doing that." We discovered the messages, every single one. The atmosphere was charged heavy, with an intensity that made each breath feel like a struggle. 7 months, I remarked, glancing back and forth between them. 7 months of deception. Did you find humor in our foolishness? How easily deceived. It wasn't like that, Thomas implored, stepping closer. So how did it feel? Alex insisted, rising to their feet. Share the tale with us. The entire weekend is ahead of us. And that's when Sophia fell apart, sinking to the ground amidst the scattered petals and shards of glass. With tears streaming down her face, she whispered an apology. "I deeply apologize." Thomas stood still, his expression a tumultuous mix of feelings. "Kimberly, may we have a moment to converse in private?" "No," I declared with conviction. "All will be revealed. All conversations are now open for everyone to hear. Feel free to share your thoughts openly with the group." And thus unfolded the most agonizing 2 hours of my existence. What they were unaware of and could never fathom was that this encounter had been orchestrated with a level of detail beyond their wildest dreams. Alex and I had not merely found ourselves caught in this trap, we had crafted it with great care. As they fumbled with their words and offered heartfelt regrets, I held my ground, allowing the heaviness of their disloyalty to linger around us. Thomas cast puzzled looks my way, his brow furrowed in uncertainty. He had anticipated fury, panic, maybe even chaos, but instead he was met with this chilling composure. Little did he realize that I had dedicated the entire day to gathering proof. I had sent their complete text history to my secure email. I had captured images of the credit card statements revealing dinners, hotel rooms, gifts, all carefully concealed within business expenses. I had even captured a conversation with Thomas's assistant, who unknowingly revealed that he had never been scheduled for a conference in Boston. "Gather around," I proposed. Once their surprise had begun to fade, there are many tales to share. The four of us gathered in the living room, creating an atmosphere reminiscent of an unusual gathering where tales would unfold. On the couch, Thomas and Sophia sat close, their body language revealing an unspoken connection that lingered even amidst the situation they found themselves in. Alex and I sat in our own chairs looking towards them. I filled 4 glasses with the fine scotch, the special bottle that Thomas had set aside for moments of joy. "Let us raise our glasses to the virtue of truthfulness." At last, Thomas seemed puzzled by the way I was acting. He had anticipated battling flames with flames. Instead, he was battling flames with frost. "How long have you been aware?" he inquired, with a hint of trepidation. I responded, "For quite a while now." I failed to mention that it had been just 36 hours. Allow him to believe that I had been collecting insights for a long time. Allow him to ponder the depths of my knowledge. Alex had woven his role with grace and finesse. Up to this point, we had come to a mutual understanding that he would channel a fierce sense of justice, while I would remain cool and composed. Hero and villain, yet both officers found themselves as the wronged partners. "Were you ever going to share that with us?" Alex insisted. "Or were we meant to wander through life blissfully unaware? For all eternity?" Sophia averted her gaze, unable to meet his eyes. "I don't know," she murmured softly. I continued to reassure myself that it would come to a close. However, that was not the case, I noticed. Indeed, it intensified. Adventures for the weekend. What tales do you envision for what lies ahead? Thomas recoiled at this. Right on target. As I spoke of our shared dreams, I kept my gaze on his expression, eager to see how he would respond. "Have you not?" His quietude spoke volumes. Little did they know that during our wait for their arrival, Alex and I had stumbled upon something truly remarkable. There was a mutual fondness between us, not in a romantic sense, but as fellow beings. In the depths of our shared experiences, a connection had blossomed. We found ourselves realizing that we shared a remarkable ability to think strategically. In those hours of anticipation, we had evolved from our original idea of a straightforward clash to a more intricate approach. We were revealing a narrative that went beyond the affair. We were taking back what was rightfully ours. "Let me share with you what's about to unfold," I said, placing my untouched scotch on the table. "Thomas, an important decision lies before you this evening. However, prior to embarking on this journey, there are a few important insights you should consider." I delved into my bag and pulled out a folder.